The book of Shemos begins with an account of the Jewish people's descent into Galus Mitzrayim to their exile in Egypt. Many of the years that they spent there was a period of tremendous suffering. They were enslaved and had to perform harsh, backbreaking labor for Pharaoh. And Pharaoh made decrees against the Jewish people, such as the brutal decree that the baby boy should be cast into the river. Eventually, the Jewish people cried out in their deep pain. God heard their cries and they were redeemed. The Haftarah that we read on the week of Shemos begins with the words Habayim Yashresh Yaakov. It uses a metaphor of planting a seed under the ground to describe the Jewish people's descent into exile. Because when a person plants a seed, that seed needs to go underground where it is hidden, representing concealment, in a place of darkness. And the seed needs to go through a process of decay and breakdown. But that is all necessary for it to then emerge and grow into a flourishing tree that is capable of bearing fruit. So too, when it comes to exile and the times of suffering and challenges, that too is like the planting of a seed. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, it is challenging. Yes, there is darkness and concealment and difficulty. But that is necessary to bring us to growth, to bring us to flourish in ways that we could not otherwise have possibly achieved. When we look at the names employed in the verse begins with the name Yaakov, Habayim Yashresh Yaakov, because the Jew in exile represents the name of Yaakov, which comes from the word Akev, a heel, representing a state of lowliness. Whereas the growth and development that comes through that exile employs the name Yisrael. Yisrael is the name that was given to Jacob after he triumphed over his battle against the angels. And it also contains within it the letters of the word Rosh, which means a head, which is the highest, most elevated part of a person. Again, this reflects the idea that it is only through the state of the heel, through going through the difficulties and challenges of exile, can we emerge and flourish to become a head, to reach greater states of heights of elevation. And the message within this verse is applicable in all of our lives, because we all suffer moments of exile, spiritual exile, mental exile, emotional exile. And these are the challenges and difficulties of life, moments of darkness. And one of the ways that we can have strength as we face these moments is by viewing them as the metaphor of the seed going under the ground. That it is difficult, it is dark, and it is challenging. But just as the seed will eventually emerge and grow into a fully fledged plant, so too we can take strength knowing that the moments of challenge and darkness bring out greater growth within us, bring out greater strengths, qualities, and are able to lift us up to heights that we would not have been able to discover otherwise. And this gives us strength as we face our challenges, is that they're not just random, then they're not just points of suffering, but they can be channeled and directed as moments of growth and as moments of elevation. And Be'ezras Hashem, the same is true with our future redemption, just like the Exodus from Egypt. We daven every day as Tzemach David Abdecha Meheres Hatzmiach. We describe the future redemption as a plant flourishing from the ground. Yes, it comes through the seed decaying. Yes, it comes through the travails and difficulties of Golus, but eventually it will emerge and burst forth into a fully developed tree, bringing fruit and flowers, beauty and richness. And may we have an end to all suffering and challenges, and then be able to enjoy the fruits of our efforts.